At least once in your life you've been haunted by the thought of death, maybe late at night or when you were all alone. It creeps in silently, gripping your chest with a cold, invisible hand. Death. It's one of humanity's deepest, most universal fears. But why? Today, we're diving into the psychology behind our fear of death and how this silent terror shapes our thoughts, behaviors, and even society itself. Throughout history, many individuals have sought to conquer death and achieve immortality. Let's delve into some notable examples. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of unified China, he was obsessed with living forever. This stupid guy consumed mercury-based elixirs thinking they were medicine, believing they would grant him eternal life. Ironically, these elixirs likely led to his death. Pope Innocent VIII attempted to rejuvenate himself by receiving blood transfusions from young boys. Tragically, both the Pope and the boys died during the process. Man, I feel bad for the boys. Alexander Bogdanov, he was a Russian physician and philosopher. This dude conducted blood transfusions on himself, hoping to attain eternal youth. Unfortunately, he died after a transfusion from a student with malaria and tuberculosis. These historical figures reveal a common thread. The fear of death can drive individuals to extreme and often perilous measures. But what compels such relentless pursuits of immortality? Let's explore the psychological underpinnings of our fear of death. So what makes people spend their whole lives chasing immortality? Why does the idea of dying, even if it's far away, make our chest tighten and our thoughts spiral? Let's dive deep into this, not too deep, but deep enough to make you understand what's the psychology between this. The first reason for this fear, the fear of the unknown, existential anxiety. We don't really know what happens after we die. That single truth is enough to unsettle even the calmest minds. Is it complete nothingness? An endless void where our thoughts, memories, and identity simply vanish forever? Or is there something more? Heaven, hell, reincarnation, or something we can't even imagine? The uncertainty of it all eats away at us, especially in quiet moments when we're alone with our thoughts. And because there are no concrete answers, just beliefs, theories, and stories passed down through cultures, we're left to fill in the gaps with fear. Our brains hate uncertainty. They are wired to seek patterns, explanations, control. But death offers none of that. It is the one experience that every human will go through, yet no one can describe. This deep-rooted discomfort is what psychologists call existential anxiety, a quiet, creeping fear that stems from confronting the reality that one day we will cease to exist, and we have no idea what that truly means. It's not just the fear of death, it's the fear of what death might be. The end of the self, loss of identity. We like to believe that we are more than just a body, that our thoughts, our memories, our personality make us us. But death threatens to erase all of it. Not just your heartbeat or your breath, but your identity. Everything you've ever felt, loved, hated, dreamed, gone in an instant. Think about it. All the experiences that shaped you into who you are, your name, your voice, your sense of humor, the way you think, all of it just stops. No backup, no restart, no trace. That's what makes death terrifying on a psychological level. It isn't just the end of life, it's the end of you. Our brain can't fully comprehend that kind of disappearance. It fights it, denies it, avoids it. That's why so many people turn to religion, legacy, fame, anything that can extend their sense of self beyond the grave. Because deep down we're afraid not just of dying, but of being forgotten, of being nothing. Psychologists call this the fear of ego death or the loss of identity. And for many, that's even scarier than the pain of death itself. It's not the body that we mourn, it's the fading of the self into absolute silence. Terror management theory. Death drives behavior. There's a psychological theory known as terror management theory, and it reveals something unsettling about the way we live our lives. According to this theory, every human being walks through life carrying a silent, invisible weight, the fear of death. It's not always obvious. It hides in the background of our thoughts, buried beneath our daily routines and ambitions. But it's always there. And to cope with that fear, we build distractions, massive ones. We chase fame, we hoard money, we obsess over achievements and followers. We try to carve our names into the world, hoping that if we can't live forever, at least we'll be remembered. That's the real drive behind so many of our actions, a desperate attempt to escape death through legacy. Statues, social media, books, empires, they're all just monuments we build to feel like we still exist, even after we're gone. But deep down, the fear remains. No matter how much we accomplish, a part of us still knows. One day, the applause will stop, the name will fade and will vanish like everyone else. That's the haunting truth terror management theory uncovers. We're not just afraid of dying, we're afraid of being erased. I think these 3 psychological truths are enough to start with. But if you want a deeper breakdown or more terrifying insights, I'll make a part 2, if this video hits at least 4,000 views and 50 likes. This is my first long video, and I've poured everything into it, not just research or editing, but real emotion. Because honestly, I fear death too. And before I vanish into oblivion like everyone else, I want to do something that leaves a mark, something bigger than me. Maybe YouTube is that thing. If you're still here watching, thank you. You're part of that journey now.
If you found this video thought-provoking, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Share this with someone who might need to hear this truth about our fear of death. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss the next deep dive into psychology.